Welcome to my channel Mintage Mysteries, where every coin has a hidden story. If you love discovering hidden treasures and uncovering coin secrets, you're in the right place. We're on a quest to solve the puzzles behind the world's most fascinating coins. From rare errors to legendary rarities, let's dive into the mysteries of numismatics. The 1988 Roosevelt dime is part of a coin series that has circulated in the United States continuously since 1946, when it was introduced to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Roosevelt, who had died in April 1945, was a deeply influential leader remembered not only for guiding the nation through the Great Depression and the majority of World War II, but also for his personal battle with polio and his role in founding the National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis, an organization that became known as the March of Dimes. In recognition of this association, the U.S. Treasury Department chose to commemorate Roosevelt by replacing the winged Liberty head dime, commonly known as the Mercury dime, with a design bearing his likeness. The decision was swift and symbolic. The first Roosevelt dime entered circulation on January 30, 1946, what would have been Roosevelt's 64th birthday. The design of the Roosevelt dime was created by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. Sinnock had also designed the Franklin half-dollar and had been involved in earlier Roosevelt commemorative medal designs, making him a logical choice. His portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse or front of the coin was based in part on a plaster model of a presidential medal and intended to project a sense of resolve and compassion. Sinnock's initials, J.S., appear at the base of Roosevelt's neck, a detail that in earlier years had generated unfounded speculation that the initials were a hidden reference to Joseph Stalin, an urban myth that circulated during the height of Cold War paranoia but was entirely baseless. By 1988, the Roosevelt dime had long since transitioned from being made of silver to being composed of a clad metal alloy. From 1946 to 1964, the dimes were struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, which gave them a bright luster and a higher intrinsic value. However, as silver prices rose in the early 1960s and coin hoarding became common, the U.S. Mint was forced to remove silver from most circulating coins. The Coinage Act of 1965 mandated that the dime, along with the quarter and half dollar, would henceforth be minted in a layered composition. Beginning in that year and continuing through 1988 and beyond, the Roosevelt dime has been struck using a copper-nickel clad system. A pure copper core is sandwiched between two outer layers of a cupronickel alloy, specifically 75% copper and 25% nickel. This clad composition gives the coin a silver-like appearance while remaining economical to produce and resilient to wear. In 1988, the Roosevelt dime was struck at 3 separate U.S. mint facilities. The Philadelphia Mint produced circulation strikes and bore the P mint mark, introduced a dime starting in 1980 after previously being left off. The Denver Mint struck coins bearing the D mint mark. Both the Philadelphia and Denver Mints produced millions of coins, and the 1988 dime is widely available in both circulated and uncirculated conditions. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint issued proof versions of the 1988 dime for inclusion in U.S. Mint proof sets. These coins, identifiable by their S mint mark, were struck multiple times on specially prepared dies using polished planchets, resulting in mirror-like fields and frosted details intended for collectors. In terms of dimensions and specifications, the 1988 Roosevelt dime has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and a thickness of 1.35 millimeters. It weighs precisely 2.27 grams. Its reeded edge, comprising 118 grooves, is a design element inherited from the silver coinage era, originally intended as an anti-counterfeiting measure and to prevent edge shaving, a practice common in earlier centuries when coins were made from precious metals. The obverse design of the 1988 dime continues to feature the left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, with his hair neatly combed and his facial features rendered in a dignified yet accessible manner. Arched along the upper left rim is the word Liberty, while to the left of the profile, near the lower jaw, is the national motto, "In God We Trust." Below the neck truncation lies the year of mintage, 1988, and to its immediate right, depending on the production facility, is the mint mark. Sinnock's initials remain discreetly placed beneath the neck. The reverse of the 1988 Roosevelt dime carries strong symbolic meaning through its 3-part central motif. The torch in the center signifies liberty and enlightenment, while the olive branch to the left represents peace, and the oak branch to the right conveys strength, endurance, and independence. These elements are arranged vertically, providing a balanced and idealized vision of American values. The Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is inscribed across the lower portion of the central design, emphasizing unity. Encircling the rim of the coin are the inscriptions United States of America and 1 dime, clearly identifying the coin's country of origin and denomination. While the 1988 Roosevelt dime is not considered a rare coin in numismatic terms, it represents a continuation of a classic and enduring American design. Its production reflects the technological evolution of minting and metal use in the late 20th century, while the unchanged artwork continues to honor a president whose legacy remains tied both to national leadership and personal courage. Today, millions of these coins remain in circulation, their familiar design largely unchanged after decades, still quietly conveying the values and symbolism woven into their metal form. Ask ChatGPT. The 1988 Roosevelt dime, while common in most respects, holds potential interest to collectors due to a small number of rare varieties, mint errors, and high-grade specimens that can significantly increase its market value under specific conditions. In its standard form, the coin was produced in the hundreds of millions by both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making most examples readily available and worth no more than face value when circulated. However, a deeper look into numismatic records and grading trends reveals that certain examples of the 1988 dime, especially those with exceptional preservation or unique minting anomalies, have attracted premiums far exceeding their original denomination. The vast majority of 1988 dimes entered everyday commerce, and as a result, most show signs of wear, including surface scratches, loss of luster, and rim nicks. These circulated examples typically hold no special value to collectors. However, coins preserved in mint state, particularly in grades MS-67 and above, are far less common. The grading scale used by the numismatic community, developed by the Sheldon system, ranges from 1 to 70, with MS-70 representing a perfect, uncirculated coin with no visible imperfections even under magnification. 4 coins struck by the U.S. Mint for general circulation, especially those from the late 20th century, examples achieving grades of MS-68 or MS-69 are extremely rare due to the high speed, high-volume nature of modern coin production. In the case of the 1988 Roosevelt dime, those certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC as MS-68 or better can sell for substantial amounts, sometimes reaching several $100s depending on demand and population reports. The scarcity of such coins lies in their flawless surfaces, strong strikes, and full original mint luster. Furthermore, dimes from this year that exhibit full torch, FT, or full bands designations, criteria that indicate full definition in the torch's horizontal lines on the reverse, tend to command even higher premiums when combined with top mint state grades. This is because strike quality varies from coin to coin, and sharp details on these specific features are difficult to preserve, especially on Clad coins. Proof coins struck in San Francisco and bearing the S mint mark were produced for collectors and generally exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted design elements. While proof 1988 dimes are not inherently rare, examples graded PR70 DCAM, Deep Cameo, are scarce due to the near-perfect quality required to earn that top grade. These ultra-high-grade proof coins, if encapsulated and certified by a reputable service, may trade for a premium, particularly when demand among registry-set collectors spikes. However, due to relatively high mintage numbers for modern proofs, only the top-graded examples have elevated value. Perhaps the most intriguing area of rarity lies in mint errors and die varieties. While no major, widely known variety has been documented for the 1988 Roosevelt dime, individual error coins, such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, double strikes, wrong planchet errors, or coins with major die breaks, do exist and can be valuable depending on severity and uniqueness. An off-center strike that still shows the full date and mint mark, for instance, may appeal to error collectors and be worth several times face value or more. Similarly, coins accidentally struck on planchets intended for other denominations or metals, though exceedingly rare, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Die varieties can also create interest, though in the case of 1988 dimes, most known double dies or repunched mint marks are minor and not well documented in major price guides. Nonetheless, collectors often seek out such anomalies under magnification, and new discoveries occasionally emerge, especially with advancements in digital imaging and increasing attention to subtle variations. A coin with a dramatic double die, if ever confirmed for this date, would almost certainly generate strong numismatic attention and carry significant value. The value of any 1988 Roosevelt dime, therefore, hinges on condition, rarity of error or variety, strike characteristics, and certified grade. While the overwhelming majority will never exceed their face value, select pieces, particularly those with pristine surfaces, sharp detail, and unusual characteristics, can be highly desirable and command high prices in auctions or among specialized collectors. For this reason, even an unassuming coin from a common date like 1988 can, under the right circumstances, become a hidden treasure in the eyes of the numismatic world. If you enjoyed today's exploration, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and share this video with fellow collectors. And as always, keep searching for those hidden treasures in your change. You never know when you might stumble upon the next big mystery.